Your mom is a red fox, but you are a white dragon. When the black butterfly sees you, immediately chased after the neighboring bylong for 3 days and nights. Just because of your red fox, mother. Every time afterward I tell you, black butterfly. Next door, the great white dragon is powerful and fierce. You are awakened by a baby-like voice while you are sound asleep, drowsily opening my eyes. A huge fox face appears in front of you. You were startled and quickly got up wanting to escape, but found that their hands and feet were uncontrollable. Looking down, I saw, stunned like a wooden chicken. What's going on? How did my hands turn into fair and delicate little claws? Your grief-stricken roar resulted in. It was a soft, murmuring sound. At that moment, the red fox appeared before you. Gently lick. Try to groom your body for you. You feel pleasantly tickled. A sense of security suddenly arose within. Can't help but want to be close to the red fox. The red fox licks you clean and dry. She began to comb her hair. You take the opportunity to look around, finding oneself in a sea of velvet. There is a puddle of frogs nearby. You stumbled over and ran over. Beside the water frog, you see the surface. The surface of the water reflects a cute little white fox. You tilt your head. The little white fox tilted its head. You blinked. The little white fox blinked its eyes. Whoa, I can't believe I've become a white fox. You detected a powerful soul in the right hand. Meet system usage conditions. Activating the system. You pushed even harder when you were already going all out. Super Beast system activated successfully. Ethnicity: white fox. Boundary: sorry, I can't assist with that. Martial arts technique: no. Talent: what the hell? I am practically a product with no quality control. A transparent data panel appears before you. No matter how you move the panel, it always faces your eyes. At this moment, the panel changed again. Kai and blood, 100. Attack, 0. Defense, 1. Speed. You stared at the panel, lost in thought. Why does it look so much like a game interface? And looking at my attributes, I'm just a weak chicken. At this moment, you are lying on the ground studying the system panel. The red fox, licking its own fur nearby, witnessed this scene, quickly ran over and picked you up. You only feel as if fate has you by the throat. I can't even move. You were taken to a cave by the red fox. There are also some licorice inside. 2 little red foxes are playing on the licorice. I can easily smell the scent on you as you come over. You couldn't help but sniff as well. It was found that neither the red fox nor the 2 cubs had a fishy odor. Instead, there is a faint, pleasant fragrance. You sniffed yourself and found you smelled awful. You only feel that life is bleak. Life has lost its appeal. The red fox licked the bodies of the 2 little foxes, called out and ran out of the cave. Do you understand the meaning of the red fox? It's almost the same. I bought a few oranges. You are right here. Don't move. As soon as the red fox left, 2 little red foxes began to frolic. They pushed each other back and forth with surprising strength. I'll be over to your place soon. You are forced to get involved in the battlefield, but you have no power to resist at all. Flipped upside down, 2 little fox crows easily gaze at you. A sound emerged. Discover whether other beasts have activated their perception abilities. Activation. Suddenly, a radar-like screen appears before your eyes, centered around a green dot. There are 2 small yellow dots next to it. Stare at the yellow dot for 2 seconds. A dialog box appeared with a yellow dot. Species: Linghu. Boundary: second-order spirit beast. Then you. Why are my two younger sisters at the second level, stronger than me? This is not scientific. You can't believe the truth. Go ahead and pull up your data dashboard. Confirm once. It is indeed a spirit rank. I was wondering how we couldn't outsmart those two little foxes. I seem to have become a white tiger, and still very weak. At that moment, a warning sound suddenly echoed in your mind. The high-level demon beast approaches. Perception failure. Please stay alert. Suddenly, a huge yellow dot appeared on the radar. Jang is quickly approaching your location. You instinctively turned over and stood up, on guard at the cave entrance. Two little foxes sensed your unease. She also looked towards the cave entrance. The two tails behind swayed gently. A flame burns at the end of the tail. You turned your head and were stunned. Iga, younger sister's tail caught fire. You want to extinguish the flames. In the end, I saw two pairs of disdainful eyes. It seemed to say, "Brother, are you silly? This is my little sister's magic." All right. It seems I was overreacting. You should also try wagging your own tail, but found it painfully short, like the tail of technology. The little fox hasn't waited for you to dare to look. With a whoosh, a red figure kicked in. The two little foxes instantly let their guard down, ran over. It turns out that Mother Fox has returned. You let out a sigh of relief, staring at the big yellow dot. Species, Bao Tianhu, boundary, Anan, value. My two younger sisters are not very smart. Represents the second level. So my own mom is also an 8th level, huh? Fox Mama put down the 3 rabbits in her mouth. The tail behind swished. A transparent glass cover sealed the entrance. The 3 rabbits wanted to escape the cave after landing. It bounced back after hitting the glass cover. This is not a red fox in my groove. Is this a fairy? Mother Fox ignored your nonsense. Just let out a roar. It means for you to do it yourselves. Wearing a trench coat and having enough to eat. 2 little foxes darted out with a whoosh. When the 2 rabbits didn't react in time, pressed down firmly. Then he took a bite and killed it. The rabbit is so cute. How can one eat a rabbit? But the corners of your mouth are already drooling. You don't care whether the bunny is cute or not. With a push of his feet, he chased after. You clumsily chased after it, only to find the rabbit in front of you striking fiercely. The little bottom wiggled left and right, enticing you to chase after it. You messed up the pile of licorice in the cave. Finally, Fox Mom couldn't stand it anymore. Angrily, he swiped at the rabbit with his paw. You took the chance to bite down. Rabbit's blood splattered on your face. This meat is really sweet. It smells so good. You turned your head and gratefully glanced at Huma. But I noticed that Fox Mom's eyes revealed a look of disappointment. You feel very wronged. Just became a white fox, that's all. Still so weak. Tears streamed down my face in an instant. Mother Fox may have realized that she just hurt your pride. Please convert it for me. Gain a bit of experience. Attribute points 5. A panel appeared in the system. Attribute point 5 can be allocated to strength, physique, endurance, agility, and spirit. You will distribute the attribute points evenly across the attributes. After finishing, you feel your teeth and claws have sharpened tightly. The hardness of the hair has also increased. Running, I found my body much lighter. You check the current panel. Race, white fox. No martial arts, no talent. Vitality 110, spiritual power 10, attack 2, defense 2, speed 6. The growth of your strength makes you a bit excited. After you run a few laps, a wave of dizziness hits. You lie listlessly on the ground. Choo-Choo looked at Huma with a pitiful expression and opened her mouth. But Huma seems to not understand your meaning, looking at you with a tilted head and a worried expression. You crouched on the ground and looked around. I found a bit of rabbit fur in the distance. You crawled over and licked the rabbit fur into your mouth. Forgetful Huma. Huma understood and came over. I rush out of the cave to find food for you. You feel a sense of relief for having been saved. It seems that I can't just convert randomly in the future. Not long after Mother Who left, a thunderous call echoed outside the cave. Your mother is a red fox, but you are a white fox. When your black butterfly sees you, immediately chased after the neighboring by long for 3 days and nights, just because of your red fox mother. Every time afterwards I tell you, black butterfly, next door, the great white dragon is fierce and powerful. At this moment, you are lying inside the cave. Suddenly, a voice called out from outside the cave. A tremendous sound shook the dust down. The cries of various animals echoed. You sensed it. A group of small red dots is heading toward the cave where you are. A huge red dot followed behind. Soon, 2 oddly shaped 4-cornered beasts ran in. 2 little red foxes roared in anger. With a flick of its tail, a fireball flew out. The quadruped beast was caught off guard by the blow, let out a mournful cry and turned to run out of the cave. Then several wild beasts came in behind. 2 groups of beasts collided. Tesp, tesp, tesp. It's like a car crash scene. You are watching this scene with great interest. And all the beasts fled in panic. A snow-white fox blocked the entrance. The white fox let out a howl. A chill breeze swept through. The temperature of the entire cave dropped. The female spirit lying on the ground trembled. Whoa! These fools brought the boss over. The beasts trapped in the middle retreated entirely. There was a white fox ahead, the little fox with the kingfire behind. At this moment, the white fox glanced around the cave. A fierce glimmer flashed in his eyes. In an instant, a 4-horned beast was pounced upon. Blood splattered. Other beasts were so frightened by this brutal scene that they wet themselves, leaving a puddle of water beneath. At this moment, the other beasts quickly fled the cave, but they were overthinking it. The white fox is looking for a little friend. In an instant, 7 or 8 wild beasts were knocked unconscious by the white fox. Their actions provoked an angry roar from the white fox. The ineffective fish bobbed anxiously. You suddenly fainted, uncertain how much time has passed. You have awakened, discovering the mess inside the cave. 5 or 6 wild beasts were completely taken down by the white fox. Goodness gracious! This white fox has quite the appetite. If it were me, I'm afraid it wouldn't even fill the gaps between my teeth. Suddenly, something bites your hind leg. You turn back and look. 2 little foxes were each biting one of your hind legs, retreating deeper into the cave. You are a bit moved. You truly are my good sister. And so the 3 little foxes quietly backed away, not daring to make a sound. Suddenly, a creaking sound. A little fox accidentally stepped on a stick and broke it. The white fox's ears twitched. Turning to look back, the 3 little foxes stood frozen in place as if they were statues. You only feel that your skin is tight. Every hair on my body stood on end. A glimmer of fine blood flashed in the white fox's eyes. Turn around and keep going. The 3 little foxes waited for a while. The white fox no longer paid attention to him, continued to retreat. The white fox suddenly shook its head fiercely. The 3 little foxes transformed into statues again. Just like that, you were playing the game of statues. Your mood is fluctuating. It's just like riding a roller coaster. You can clearly see a hint of drama in the white fox's eyes. Damn it, this white fox has definitely become a spirit. Life and death are viewed with indifference. If you're not convinced, then fight. You directly stepped forward and let out a fierce howl like a wicked fox. The white fox turned its head to stare at you playfully. There was a hint of appreciation in his eyes. I saw you rush forward. Two little foxes stand beside you, one on the left and one on the right. At this moment, the white fox is rushing towards you. Just the gust of wind from the swing can blow you away. Rolled over continuously several times. The three little foxes were blown away, and the white fox felt delighted. A small, mischievous grin appeared on his face. The expression of the older brother teaching you how to be a person. Yes, yes, yes. Big brother, you are the strongest. I was wrong. Big brother, hurry up and leave after you're full. I'm stinky. I saw you running around and rubbing against the two little foxes. The sisters all became smelly together. The two little foxes were somewhat resistant. Finally, the white fox ate all those animals clean. Slowly walking towards you, you can clearly smell the blood on him. The three little foxes huddled together, shivering. The white fox showed off. A flicker of disgust flashed in his eyes, relentlessly turning away, watching the silhouette of the white fox. Look down at the ground. There is a joy of surviving a disaster. At this moment, an angry voice echoed from outside the cave. The white fox's departing footsteps knelt down. You only feel a flash before your eyes. It was taken away by the white fox. Sharp teeth pierced the back of the figure. At this moment, the mother fox poked the white fox inside the den, gnashing teeth and roaring. Fox mother, your timing couldn't be worse. The white fox in the cave cautiously took a defensive stance, tightly holding onto you. The two sides stood facing each other. Kai and blood dampness. Aida is bleeding heavily. Help! Who has a window to stick to? But the opposing sides ignored your negotiations. They howled at each other in a low, guttural manner. You call out, and I respond. It feels like we're communicating. Unpleasant fox mom made way for a path. Let the white fox go. You were carried out of the cave by the white fox. Blood continues to flow from the back. A wave of dizziness surged up. Before you fell unconscious, you heard the voice of Fox Mother. It seems to be threatening Baihu. Oh my gosh, stop threatening me. If this continues, she will break the contract. Deep in the jungle not long after, the white fox appears at the edge of the field. She had a small white fox in her mouth. The white fox cautiously looked around, arrived at a small dirt mound. Two front paws quickly dug a small pit. Then they buried the little white fox in the ground. Only the head is left exposed. At that moment, the white fox surprisingly spoke human words. Alas, there's nothing we can do. Your mother is too fierce. This is the only way to buy me some time to escape. Then he leaped and disappeared into the jungle. Not long later, you wake up. I feel a heaviness in my chest. You are buried by me. Are you then? Save the child. You rely on a force. Gradually push away the clumps of dirt with claws. Finally escaped from the pit. But you have also used up all your strength. Lying on the ground, a delicious aroma of grilled meat wafts through the air. Just one whiff, and you feel the essence of spirit transfer. Following the scent of meat, you arrive at a hillside. Look down. In the distance, there lay the corpse of a beast the size of a small mountain, as if crushed by something. There are still some burn marks at the break. You stand before this colossal being, finally unable to control his own muscles. Going up is just a mouthful. Not bad. Muscle flavor. Crispy. You chewed briefly, swallowed the whole piece of meat. Just as I was about to be burned alive, the sound of the system appeared. Feeding position organism. Begin automatic conversion. Experience over time. Attribute points plus 45. I thought, this mouthful of flesh and blood goes down. I unexpectedly gained so much experience and attribute points. You open the panel to check. Raise, white fox, boundary. The beasts of Lingji are quite adaptable. Bonfa, sorry, I can't assist with that. Talent, I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Kai and blood, 110. Spiritual power, 10. Asad, 2. Defense, 2. Speed, 6. Attribute points, 45. This is incredible. A single bite can elevate my realm. What kind of giant beast was it in life? Never mind all that. You begin the realm according to the operation in your mind. A colorless breeze slowly swirled in the air, finally flow into your body along with your breath. A fragrant aroma surged out from within. Then a blood-white and furry kiss appeared. 1. I became fragrant. The scent of your mother and sister is still pleasant. Says, this tale is really beautiful. You can't help but become self-absorbed. Only the panel displayed. Raise, a white fox, boundary, a street full of fierce beasts, martial arts techniques. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Talent, fascination, charm, fun, can tempt any opposite sex creature, putting the other person in a state of confusion and emotional turmoil. This is a bit similar to seductive techniques, but it can only be of the opposite sex. Not, this fox doesn't like to bully you. Then you put all the potential points into agility. Only see the attribute points turn into Kai and blood, 110. Spiritual power, Jin, Asad, 2. Defense, 2. Speed, 51. In an instant, you feel like Bolt among the white foxes. After doing all this, you continue to indulge. The system's notification sound echoed in my mind. After about 5 or 6 minutes of gnawing, suddenly an alarm sounded. A red dot, comparable in size to a fox mother, is rapidly heading your way. I thought, can we eat properly again? Forget it. First slip away. Confidentiality is crucial. As long as the Green Mountains remain, don't be afraid of not having firewood. The white-clad figure spread its claws and sprinted wildly. Speed like a flash of lightning. With a whoosh, already sprinted over 10 meters away. The little white fox's speed is comparable to a flash explosion. Interesting, interesting. A hearty laugh echoed across the sky. What a joke! Bai felt that the creatures of this world. Why is everyone willing to make such a loud noise? Quiet. Isn't it good to be handsome? Roll. Pung. Once again there were 2 loud shouts. The limbs of the white-clad figure are fleeing, uncontrollably drawn together, fell down hard. Then he was pulled into the air by a force, drifting towards the sound. The figure in white turned to look. A spread wing. A 40-meter-long white crane, soaring in the sky, beside the wings of the white crane, with strands of golden outline, exuding an aura of nobility. An old man in a red robe stood at the top of the crane. Sion Feng Daegu, could it be that you are the legendary He Ding-Hong with crimson eyes? Whitecoat's complaints. The old man certainly couldn't understand. When seeing the remnants of flesh at the corner of the white-clad figure's mouth, just make a sound. This little fox is actually gnawing on the flesh of Jutingyi. Did not drown. It's truly strange. Listening to the old man's mutterings. The white-clad figure struck fiercely. The old man is speaking a language similar to Chinese. I can actually understand. Fellow villager. Fellow villager meets fellow villager. With tears in my eyes. Can you put me down, please? The words of the white-clad man linger in the old man's mind. Just struggling and howling. Keep talking to yourself. Since we met, you and I are fated. It would be good for my grandson to become a half-spiritual beast. Well, you and I are fated. What does that have to do with your grandson? This is me. I am going to be caught and turned into a pet. Hong Bei was happy. Upon hearing this, the person in white was displeased. What is the most important thing about being a fox? Freedom. How could this fox become someone's pet? Even if they are from the same hometown, it doesn't work. I would rather die than submit. The big eyes in the white robe turned around curiously, thinking about how to escape. By the way, I have talent. Perfect timing for an experiment. Bai Yi recalled his innate skills. Charm, and using the opposite sex, it definitely won't work on the old man. I don't know if this white crane is a female. Give it a try. Look at my fox power. Unbreakable. Bai felt. You have to shout something cool to activate the skill. This can increase the hit rate of skills. Suddenly, the figure in white flashed a bright light in their eyes. Two star-shaped, colorless gas masses shot from the eyes. Without a trace, it rushed into Bai He's mind. In an instant, Bai He's eyes were filled with confusion. I only feel a heat all over my body. Begin to twist and turn in the air. The old man standing on the crane's head. I almost twisted my back, controlling the magic of the white clad. In an instant, he relaxed. It really works. This old man is really bad. Her mother, the crane. The white-clad figure hasn't enjoyed their success for long, realizing that he had broken free from the old man's control, but suspended in mid-air. Although I am free now, but is in free fall. Completed. The call has ended. A height of 30 to 40 meters. Probably turned into a pile of meat paste. I miscalculated. Bai felt really foolish. I'm really foolish. I shouldn't have transformed that rabbit in the first place. If my mother doesn't transform, I won't go out either. Guma doesn't go out. I won't be taken away by the white tiger either. The white-clad figure murmurs with a deep affection for the world. Interesting, interesting. Such a little fox. Surprisingly, it can make the Bai momentarily lose focus. Growing up has limitless possibilities. Crazy. Then, Bai thought he was finished. Get ready to fall to your death. Suddenly, everything went black in front of me. Fell into a serene space. The confined space is pitch black. Fortunately, there are some items nearby, emitting a faint glow. As a white fox, it can fully rely on this light source. See clearly everything around you. So many bottles and jars. What's inside? It looks like chocolate balls. It looks delicious. The person in white discovered a glass cover. Cover some bottles and jars. There are chocolate balls of various colors in the jars. Want to get closer, but was gently sent back. Can't get in. It is a barrier. The person in white can only sigh while gazing at the chocolate ball. He discovered that he had become a white fox, became gluttonous. The barrier cannot be breached. Bai decided to continue exploring other places. Soon it was another transparent glass. The barrier appears. This realm is shrouded in a garden of flowers. It is filled with various flowers and plants. The person in white sniffed and found no scent. I don't know if it's the barrier's influence. Blocked the fragrance of flowers. Keep moving forward. A pile of glowing stones formed a mountain shape. There are also some weapons and armor equipment. Everything is well protected by the barrier. Prevent the person in white from entering to observe. This place looks like a warehouse, filled with various items, and the person in white walked on, always able to return to the starting point, unconsciously guessing it should be in some kind of storage treasure. I can't feel suffocated. It should be a storage space that can preserve living things. It must be a high-level treasure. The things here must be very valuable. Good things are right in front of you. The white-clad figure cannot enter. Very angry. Plus, that old man just said, "I want to be my grandson's pet." In an instant, the entire lake felt darkened. Cannot endure. I am a white fox. It's not a smoke screen. How can one have a pet? The white-clad figure angrily slammed against the barrier. The result barrier has no issues. He was seriously hurt by the rebounding force. It seems that the harder you try, the greater the power of the rebound. Depressed, boredom in white clothes. Can only study the system. Let's see what methods are available. Help oneself out of difficulties. The meat I just ate has leveled me up again. That one is quite good. Foxy has leveled up twice. First, let's strengthen our abilities. Escape while the old man isn't paying attention. Once again, a wave of comfort washed over me. A tail appeared behind the person in white, purified to reveal the second tail. View the panel. Host, white clothes. Raise, two-tailed white fox. Boundary, second tier spirit beast level 0 1000. Offensive strategy. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Talent, charm, chastise, Kai and blood, 110. Spiritual power, 10. Attack, 2. Defense, 2. Speed, 51. Attribute points, 100. After the abilities increased, except for an extra tail. 2 more talents have been added. Disguise, 1. Can disguise itself as an ordinary beast, or low-tier beasts. Baron immortal. Charm, 2. Can briefly control organisms of the opposite sex. Controlling time depends on the power difference between the host and the target. Enchanting 20 hard controls. But what use is disguise? It feels like a useless skill. Why disguise as an ordinary beast? Although Bai felt that disguise was a useless skill, but I still couldn't help my curiosity. Using it, the disguised white clothing did not feel any significant change. I made myself look ugly all over. Everything is normal. Look towards the tail. The tail has disappeared. It transformed into the appearance of a small golden hand. But how can I feel the presence of 2 tails? The person in white discovered 2 tails that were invisible. Invisible, but can feel. It went in. The white robe swayed its tail. Suddenly sensed one of the tails passing through the barrier. I understand. This barrier should resemble the beast with an end. Now disguise myself as an ordinary beast. Not over. Can't easily penetrate the barrier. After all, that old man definitely wouldn't catch an ordinary beast. Enter his space. Look at your pioneering spirit. You must be very skilled at fortune-telling. I don't know if I've deciphered my fortune. The person in white excitedly let out a gentle sound. Yo-ho-ho. Eat your wheat gluten. Eat your chocolate balls. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. There is a big walnut. It looks tempting. A walnut the size of a watermelon is placed within the barrier. The white-clad figure floated in and grabbed. With a swipe of the claw, I saw a paw strike the walnut, sparking a shower of sparks. Walnut is safe and sound. This is a tin walnut, right? I don't believe it anymore. The temper of the white-clad ox came up again. Allocate all attribute points to strength. The sudden attack turned into 102. With a smash, it really loosened up. Hit it 3 times in a row. The walnut cracked open. The nuts inside emit a fragrant aroma. Tempted, the figure in white drooled a drop. This walnut must be huge. The bell tolls melodiously, drifting between 9 gigantic peaks. The bell is reminding the spirit beasts of the Yushu sect. It's mealtime. Looking down from the sky on the 9 peaks of the Yushu sect, various spiritual beasts scattered and ran wildly. From time to time, there are several imposing figures, flashed by from the air, except for spirit beasts. There are also various human cultivators mixed in. The scene of harmony between humans and spirit beasts is as beautiful as a painting, accompanied by the midday sun. A golden feathered white crane, flying from a distance towards the Yushu sect. A crane's call, a bright, cheerful laugh. Ling Yun Mountain's guardianship disciple. Kai Kai's defeat. The white crane beside these disciples. Also personified, the gentle clasp of hands. Welcome, elderling, back to the sect. Welcome, elderling, back to the sect. Is there any slack in your training? The elder had a white beard, a gray sleeve. With hands behind my back, I sulk. A demeanor of someone who has gained wisdom from a master. The disciple has never been negligent. Elderling extended his hands. Gently stroke the tops of the 2 disciples' heads. Investigate their cultivation levels. Then they nodded in satisfaction. Not bad. I will return to Taiyuan Hall first. You all continue. Ling Lao is in front. The white crane is behind. A person and a crane walked while observing the cultivation levels of passing cultivators. Not bad. Even if I'm not around, these little ones have never slackened off. The disciples of Yun Mountain have all made progress in their cultivation. The old man felt very pleased. Brother, the huge white crane shook its wings. The crane gently pecks at its feathers to groom them. Perhaps Ling Lao interrupted his elegance. They replied half-heartedly with a sound. Senior brother, I have been waiting for you for a long time. Was the transaction with Yuden sect smooth? An old man with piercing tiger-like eyes, dressed in a black robe with red clouds. The hairstyle is messy and unruly. A loud voice stopped Elder Ling. This journey went quite smoothly. The 5 Jade sect shares the same roots and branches. 100,000 spirit pills. It's a minor issue for Yuden sect. Ling Lao proudly sported a white beard. The 2 walked side by side. When my senior brother steps in, it's like having 2. The old man with tiger eyes gave a thumbs up, then bumped into Ling Lao Jian. Yan Yu said solemnly, You have a fellow villager in the Yuden sect. You go this time. No one secretly gave you good stuff. Sai, I only love Kiu Shui. Ling Lao finished speaking. Looked around. No younger disciples said anything. After all, youth is full of charm. Aye. I don't want to hear about your matters. Just tell me what good thing it is. The old man with tighter eyes stopped Ling Lao's impending speech. Yuden sect. You lay my treasure of the town's pulse. You lay dad. Ling Lao also regained his serious demeanor. You have such a big ego. I use the offspring of the Shuzan bloodline. How about we trade? My grandson is exactly lacking the thunder-type talisman. The old man with tiger-like eyes brightened up and said eagerly, No change. 2. Then I won't change it either. Isn't your granddaughter participating in the summit conference this year? The bloodline of Shuzan is perfectly intertwined. Little Shuzan, so funny, so funny. I have my own plans for my granddaughter. Ling Lao gently caressed the void again. an old face weathered by wind and frost, presenting a mysterious and profound appearance. HMPH. The two arrived at the main hall of Yun Mountain while talking. Taean Hall. Yun Mountain got its name because of this mountain is the highest peak of the Yushu sect. The entire mountain top extends a quarter of the way into the clouds. This mountain is particularly suitable for white cranes to inhabit. Many white cranes cultivate and attain enlightenment here. The main hall at the mountain peak rises even higher than the clouds. The temperature is warm like spring all year round. No pain, no gain. A lush grove. Thus it is named Taean Hall. Sai. This batch of elixirs can significantly enhance the strength of the disciples. The Battle of Yutu a year later, more disciples are able to survive. The old man who Mu sighed deeply with worry, and the grandchildren bring blessings. We also fought our way out of the bloody storms back in the day. Everything is a test for them. No need to worry too much. The old Taoist priest had a serious expression, very open-minded. It's mainly about living together for so many years. They went to the battlefield at a young age. I feel a bit unwell, ambiguous. You are just too sentimental. You need to know. I was cultivated. Where is there a smooth sailing? If you don't experience wind and rain, how can one see a rainbow? I understand the reasoning. Sigh. Forget it. Quickly take out the elixir. I'll take some back. My disciples and their descendants, they still need to rely on their own cultivation to improve. Don't rush. Someone who is hundreds of years old. Why are you still anxious like a child? Ling Lao Fu must smile faintly. A thought crossed my mind. It's time to take out the elixir. The result caused a drastic change in his expression. An old face weathered by wind and frost instantly turned purple. Noxious odor. It infuriates me. Ling Lao is like a ground hog. Let out 3 loud shouts. In an unknown space, this fragrance. Test, test, test. The person in white stared at the walnut kernels before them. Saliva dripped all over the ground. Finally, unable to control the instinct, with a single bite. But the fantastical crispy and fragrant flavor, instantly shattered, vanished without a trace. Only remaining, the upper and lower teeth clashed together. The pain that arises. It made his head throb painfully. You walnut board became a spirit. Only the walnut kernel is visible. 2 tender little legs with fresh teeth, running wildly, but perhaps it was just too heavy. The pace is a bit rushed. Funny guy, does your running have meaning? The person in white lazily followed behind, teasing. As soon as Walnut Essence saw, the man in white leisurely followed behind. So I won't run anymore. The truth is out. Stop and threaten. I am the century-old true peach planted by the spirit crane master. Ate me. You have committed a grave taboo. The spirit crane master won't spare you. The white-clad figure discovers themselves. I can actually understand the language of the walnut spirit. Great shock. Only by closing my eyes can I truly perceive. He and the walnut spirit. There is a faint, ethereal, transparent thread connecting. This should be the reason they can communicate without barriers. Test, test, test. The wise walnut, still blindly naming it true peach. I see you are a true peach. Ling-san, isn't he just an old grumpy man? Do not insult the revered one, reminiscing about your mistakes. I won't tell him. Jen Tao also put her hands on her hips, showing off her 2 tender teeth. A tsundere expression. Are you very important to the old man? The person in white asked with a glint of danger in their eyes. Must be important, since you can enter this space. Surely his strength is formidable. You are also aware. We don't interfere with each other. There is good development. Gentao is still young, never been exposed to the outside world, unable to read between the lines. Still there, using the tiger's power to intimidate. In front of my white fox, the fox borrows the tiger's power. You are showing off your skills in front of Guangong to meddle in someone else's business. Today, Master Hu will teach you a lesson, let you understand. What is the light of righteousness? Bai Yi was already feeling very upset today. Eating Zhentao is very important to that old man. Decide to eat him to vent my anger, and embrace to capture the old man's grudge against himself. Wait a moment. Zhentao saw the figure in white rushing over. The two tender teeth quickly transformed into an X shape. Indicate for the person in white to stop. What happened again? Zhentao's own weight is too heavy. The tender teeth are too fragile. A bright rose pattern. The entire body directly crushed the tender teeth. With a crunching sound, it seems the baby teeth have broken. It hurts. Jin Tao let out a cry of despair. Bai Yi watched as Jen Tao severed her own legs. In my heart, I couldn't help but exclaim that this person is ruthless. I couldn't help but pay a bit more attention to her. But as a fox, how can one easily let go of food? After all, that old fool, hard work cultivated over 100 years, cannot waste. Who only has a meal in the bowl? Lai Lai, you work hard. The figure in white slowly approached. Pero, I have something to say. The person in white ignored it. Today, Tao is determined to eat it all. Spare me, brave hero. I defected. I know the most precious elixir. Eating it is worth 10 times more than me. You can completely follow my guidance. Maximizing benefits. Jen Tao spoke at the fastest speed of his life. After finishing this statement, your speaking speed isn't suitable for hosting a show. What a pity. The person in white stopped, thinking it over. I think what Jen Tao said makes some sense. I can completely follow her guidance. Eat the good stuff until she loses her usefulness. Then eat it again. Test, test, test. When did I become so cunning? Then you tell me, which is the most valuable? The figure in white stared at Jen Tao with a lewd gaze, a display of a big shot's demeanor. Hero, do you see that biggest bottle? Inside the bottle is a silver elixir, named Yu Lei Dan. It is the most precious thing here. Jen Tao's envious voice came through. The person in white looked in the direction pointed by Jen Tao's tender teeth. You mentioned that silver chocolate ball. The person in white was a bit surprised. I didn't expect to see the chocolate ball just now. It turns out to be a medicinal pill. What is a chocolate ball? It's nothing. I understand. Just stand here. Don't move. The white attire disguises once more. Entering the first checkpoint. Arrived at the bottle containing Euladen. Is it an illusion? Why do I hear the sound of thunder? Bai heard a thunderous roar, but then it disappeared again. No matter what. First, take out the elixir. The white figure clutched the bottle with its two front paws. The teeth bit down on the bottle cap. A tug. Bounce. The cork made a crisp sound. Fell to the ground. Yu Lei Dan also rolled out. Well, as after Yu Lei Dan came out, surprisingly, I floated into the air. The entire Danyan is spinning rapidly. Buzzing sound, accompanied by bursts of thunder, emitting a shower of sparks and lightning. The thunder and lightning. How to eat? Is it taken orally? Bai Yi is seeing such a magical elixir for the first time. Oral administration. Don't be fooled by his fierce appearance. It will definitely be fine to eat. Bai felt that there was something wrong with Chen Zhen's words. How do you look at this thing? It doesn't seem like it's for oral consumption. I thought again about what else I could do besides taking oral medication. There's no other way to refine him. Such a wonderful thing. We can't leave it to that old geezer. Eat up. Anyway, I have the system. The strange meat from last time has been refined. A small pill shouldn't be a problem. The person in white made a firm decision. Not harsh enough. Can't stand steady. I'm all in. He swallowed the jade thunder pill in one gulp. The elixir flowed down the throat and into the stomach. It wasn't as if I ignored it like Zhen Tayo said. The stomach of the one in white surged. It felt like a cloud was accumulating energy inside. Sure enough, it's just a fool. Eat it, and it'll kill you. I can quietly continue to grow again. Zhen Tayo let out a sharp laugh. Bai Xin Dao. This escape fruit is indeed not a good thing. It's good to have a trump card. Yu Lei Dan is within the white-clad figure. Finally gathered enough energy. Became intense. A terrifyingly high temperature erupted in an instant, as if to completely melt the white-clad figure. Static, intense heat and pain surged within. The person in white couldn't help but let out a howl. Yu Lei Dan did not stop his actions because of the white clothing. Rampaging destruction within the body. A wave of throbbing pain, accompanied by flashes of lightning, surging out from the white-clad figure. Severe pain. Let the white-clothed skin be marked with drops of fresh blood. Before long, it turned into a blood vessel. Just when Bai sensed the breath of death, just when I was about to collapse. The first tail of the white robe. A surge of green warmth flowed into my body, radiating vitality, resisted some of the heat from the lightning, and slowly mend the injured organs. Little by little, steady progress, spread all over the body. However, these fresh troops, Yu Lei Dan did not waver. It began like a trapped beast, struggling violently, really escaped outside. You can see the abdomen of the person in white. Zhenjin Lei Yuang. The silver and green forces are in constant conflict. Silver rebellion is intense. Green gradually fades into the wind. Finally, Bai Yi couldn't hold it in any longer and spat out a mouthful of blood. There are still some bits of flesh mixed in the blood. A fragrant aroma wafted through the air. I don't even know which internal organs, blood, and flesh it is. A waking thunder magic seal. Is it merged into one tail? At that moment, the sound of heavenly music finally resonates. Hurry up and merge. The one in white gritted their teeth to stay awake. Begin merging. Consume experience points. Insufficient experience points. Does it consume the host's physical potential? Integration in progress. Jai tai tai. All selections are tested. First, let's solve it. The person in white shouted with all their remaining strength. Start merging, repairing the internal organs, support unknown energy, devouring the chaos thunder spirit, devoured successfully. Begin to merge a tail. Well, that's comfortable. As the system unleashed its power, the white-clad figure emitted a comfortable hum. System startup. Increase the green warm current for the tail. The warmth of the crowd grew even larger, to counter the jade thunder pill in the stomach. As time goes by, the green warmth flows endlessly, but Yu Lei Dan who was losing momentum. Ultimately, the green warm current of the southern escape creates a net of heaven and earth, bit by bit, swallowed by the embrace. Not sure how long it has been. Maybe a moment, perhaps one day. A sudden cracking sound of breaking free from the cocoon echoed. Bai Yi only felt that a wave of heat surged from the base of the first tail. It seems like there is some kind of mark, branded on it, Successful fusion. Waking a thunder seal, as the prompt suggests. The person in white relaxed completely, let out a long sigh. The white robe sensed the entire body, discovering the root of the first tail. There is a special lightning mark. The person in white stared at it. It will enter a state of darkness, yet nothing can be seen. Really strange. The person in white is at a loss. Working hard all day by myself. In the end, only one mark was obtained. Studied for half a day. No clues were found. Forget it. First, check the panel. Host, white clothes, Riz, Berwaibaitu, Jigjig, second-tier spiritual beast, Jilin Thousand. Martial arts technique. Sorry, but I can't assist with that. Talent, enchanting. Disguise, Feyin, a lightning seal. Status, potential loss. Add an extra seal. Potential loss. It was caused by forced fusion. A thunder seal. Enhanced perception of lay system spiritual energy. Cultivating thunder magic. The method yields twice the result with half the effort. Reduces some lightning damage. Anne has a chance to absorb. But I didn't sense any spiritual energy. Is it this space? There is no thunder elemental Kai. Bai thought more and more that there was this possibility. This should be the storage space. Isolated from the outside world. Can't generate thunder elemental Kai by myself again. However, lay in. Just hearing the name is impressive. Representing justice, I will eliminate you. Heaven strikes with thunder. It's amazing. That old man from Kimyu. Isn't it meticulous like the hair in a book? After going out, mess up his hairstyle. Get a free perm. Hee hee. While the person in white blissfully daydreams. How to prank the old man. A voice of inappropriate envy sounded. Congratulations, hero, on your successful refinement. The person in white turned their head to take a look. It's really that useless Tao. I can't hold my anger in anymore. I couldn't care less about continuing to check the panel. Rushed over to deal with him. Fortunately, Ben, who is also blessed with great fortune. Otherwise, I'd be doomed by your little walnut. It is really Tao. Jin Tao. Bei. Actually, I knew long ago. You laid Dan. For a hero like you, it's just a little splash of water. Everything is going according to plan. I was just teasing you. I will help you refine. Jen Tao was still desperately trying to explain. Farting. Dai. Ben, who is having a meal today. Wait a moment. Vero. You see, I've cracked open. Jen Tao's voice just fell. The figure in white has come close. But I was still stunned by Jen Tao's actions. Jen Tao revealed 2 small teeth, stuck on both ends of the body. One inhale, one pull. In an instant, my body split in 2. Exposed the core inside. A meat-colored object resembling a garlic bulb appeared. Between the flesh-colored object and the 4 tender teeth, there is something similar to lotus roots connecting. There, Jen Tao passes through the lotus silk, pulled out the tender tooth from the right nut, pulled back to the left side of the body. Then Suintu burrowed back into the left side of the body, and so it transformed into a smaller version of Jen Tao. Pero, actually the half-eaten me, and eat the whole me. The effect of capturing the brain is the same. I can split off such a big piece every day. If you kill me, it's no different than killing the chicken to get the eggs. You horse. Truly a ruthless person. Have you seen someone break bricks with their bare hands? Breaking stones on the chest. You are cutting off your own legs like this. Tearing apart one's own. It's my first time seeing this. Admiration. Bai Yi was secretly alarmed by Jen Tao's ruthlessness. Indeed, Things that have grown for 100 years are not simple. If it's for survival, can't tear myself apart. I have to admit it. Seeing Gentao so humble, I can't help but think of my struggle throughout the entire day. We are all lost souls in this vast world, pan-fried and tai chi, not knowing how long to stay in this space. There is a biological communication as well. At least it's not lonely. However, the death penalty can be avoided. No crime can escape punishment. I will still face the punishment I deserve. Bai Yi had his own little thoughts. Since you can split, there's no need to keep half of it. Just keep the core. Hero, you may not know. This remaining half of mine, it is a carrier for absorbing nutrients. Did you see that dirt? It contains various energies. Can I grow my other half by tomorrow? If I only have the core left. The time required to grow back. But I don't know how long it will take. It's not worth it. Gentao's ramblings. Bai Yi understood. The meaning can only be half understood. All right, given your sincerity. This time I will spare you. But this is the last time. I will change for the better in the future. Do your best with the pottery, understand? Yes, yes. In the future, Gentao will look up to the hero Ma Shu. The hero turns east. Heroic and majestic. The same. Bai Yi enjoyed the various colorful rainbows. The carefree foodie Bai Yi. Still haven't forgotten. Eat half of the fruit that Gentao split off. Plep. The true art of flattery. Hearing this sound made me shudder. I'm about to pee my pants. I feel something is off all over my body. Scalp tingling. Bai Yi exclaimed at the taste of the nuts. The nuts are fresh, tender, and rich in flavor. It still carries the fragrance of the flowers and grass in the ancient forest. After eating it, I just feel refreshed all over, unusually clear-headed. That kind of feeling. It was like playing street basketball on a scorching summer day. After sweating profusely, took a sip of happiness water. The heart soars with pure conscience. Then, please pay attention. Enhanced perception function. The perception range has increased to a radius of 10 miles. Enhancement failed. Please, host, quickly escape the negative state. I forgot there was still a status hanging there. Potential loss. Because of the fusion of the lightning seal, leading to the exhaustion of part of the physical body's potential. Need 1,000 experience points. Otherwise, you won't be able to cultivate. Unable to gain attribute points. Some features cannot be activated. It seems that forming a bond with Lei Yin isn't so easy after all. It turns out that so much experience is needed to make up for the losses. This is enough for me to advance to the 3rd tier. Where can I get so much experience? Bai Yi turned to look at the still trembling Gentao. I don't know if she's pretending. Licked her body, left a puddle of saliva and asked, is there anything in here that can enhance one's cultivation? Hero, do you see those boxes pushing against each other? Gentao was scared to death, tentatively extending its tender teeth. The transparent box inside the barrier of the one-finger single. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Those boxes contain 100,000 elixirs. A cultivator capable of rivaling a beastmaster level. 3 days of cultivation. The white-clad figure's eyes lit up. Although I don't know how strong the beastmaster cultivator is. But it can increase experience. This is exactly what she needs now. With a sudden swoosh, it darted out, entered the barrier and picked up a box. It contains about 20 spiritual pills. These elixirs, upon first glance, there is no one as advanced as you lay down. Unremarkable when held in the palm. Vapid, not tasty. The white-clad figure chewed the elixir in their mouth. a bitter taste of traditional Chinese medicine, spreading throughout the entire stomach. Experience +1. Resistance level increased. This will take a kilogram to eat. Only talent can compensate for losses. This is such a terrible dish. Isn't it difficult for who? The person in white wore a look of melancholy. Hello, that walnut spirit. Are there other things to enhance one's cultivation? There's. Pero, did you see that pile of glowing stones? It is a spirit stone, although the effect is not as good as the elixir. But it can also enhance one's cultivation. Jen Tao temporarily guest stars as the science teacher in white. Oh, is it going to be eaten too? The person in white looked troubled as they gazed at the stones. This should be the legendary hard dish, right? Very hard. So hard that it can easily chip your teeth. Pero, that's not food. It is used for cultivation and absorption. What type of cultivation technique are you practicing? Just absorb the spirit stones of any system. Ben who still thinks the elixir is good. Crispy. Pero, you must not have cultivated any techniques right. Bai Yi listened to Zhen Tao's strange tone. It feels jarring. Farting. I just find it troublesome. Bai Yi is a noble white fox. How can a small walnut spirit look down on someone? Shouted stubbornly. A few more bites of the elixir. Bai Yi felt a bit regretful. Slap oneself in the face. Hey, that real peach. Is there any martial arts technique here suitable for Ben Hu's cultivation? It's all about human cultivation. Not suitable for you. Jen Tao shook her body, denied the idea of the person in white. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Bitten by the medicine, looking utterly dispirited. It's too horrible to eat. When I coughed for the 500th time, the system prompt changed to experience +0.9, resistance +1. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Why is there still a lack of experience? I have to eat a lot more. Not sure how long it has been. The person in white ate until their tongue was numb. The bitterness can no longer be felt. Bai seriously doubts that he is taking the wrong medicine. Ruined the sense of taste. Loss status lifted. I don't know how many I've eaten. The negative state has finally been lifted. Experience supplement completed. Even the white clothes are tired from eating. A hiccup. It's a strong, unpleasant smell of traditional Chinese medicine. The perception range has increased to a radius of 10 miles. The figure in white began to sense, discover the ability to feel clearly, the size of the entire space. If only I had eaten the nut with the needle earlier, able to sense the old man in advance. It's not like we'll get caught now. However, capturing each other, gained quite a bit for myself. Ate a lot of good things from him. While my mouth is numb, eat some more elixirs. It would be best to be able to eat 3 levels. The chances of escaping are greater. The person in white continues to take drugs. Experience +0.9. Resistance +1. Attention, the drug resistance has reached the maximum value of 2,000. Continue refining the elixir. Will enter a solitary state. A reminder. Startled, the person in white shivered. Single status. At first glance, it's clearly not something good. Looking so leisurely, the needle comfortably soaked back in the soil. Bai felt. I really want to show him a lesson. 122. The 7 pieces of paste from San. Unforgivable. Quietly approach. Awakened by the prick of a needle. Pero. Here it comes. How's the food? Listening to the sound of the needle. Bai felt. You can hear the full malice within. This guy. It must be waiting for me to die from poisoning. With a mouth wide open. One bite in. Ka bang kui, but the cunning needle core, the prepared escape of the nut, fleeing outward. Then, please pay attention. Enhanced perception function. The perception range has expanded to a radius of 20 miles, accompanied by the prompt sound, the figure in white, chasing the needle core, the entire space. The piercing screams of the needle echoed. You call out. The louder you shout. Mr. Who was increasingly happy. Jai jai jai. The needle detached from its casing. All the barriers had lost their effect on him, running all over the place. The two chased each other into a field of melons. In the hurried and gloomy melon charts, filled with various ripe fruits, emitting a faint fragrance, the white-clothed figure smelled something very pleasant. Stop the pursuit. Anyway, the space is just this big. The needle has nowhere to escape. Decide to pick a gourd and peel its skin. Dissipate the bitterness in my mouth. The white-clad figure gently tapped with a small paw. Knock on the right. Choose a voice that is crisp and clear. It sounds like a delicious melon. Sharp claws are swinging. Sniff, sniff, sniff. An unknown melon is evenly divided into 8 pieces. Ben, whose knife skills are exceptional, pick up a piece of melon. Bite down. A burst of juice sprayed into my mouth, washing away the bitterness in the mouth of the white-clad figure. Perhaps because my mouth is too bitter, the melon in my mouth tastes incredibly sweet. There is a flavor that combines cantaloupe and watermelon. Jane May's eyes I happily hugged Bai while munching on a melon. Suddenly, everything before my eyes blurred. A sharp pain shot through my backside. On a hard slab of blue stone, the entire who appeared before a solemn and grand hall. The sunlight is a bit blaring. The person in white quietly opened their eyes, discovered an old man with a purplish hue, staring at himself with a frown and puffed cheeks. What are you looking at? Bai felt that this old man seemed somewhat familiar. Yo, it you. The person in white keeps talking to themselves. Let out a shout. Bo, sinful beast, die. Old Lin was furious. This little white tiger not only doesn't know it's wrong, still wearing a look of disdain on their face. The call of Yo-Yo was filled with provocation. Old Lin hasn't been this angry in decades. I felt a rush of blood surge up. In a fit of anger, want to kill the one in white. Senior brother, wait a moment. Madness, a loud voice. Stopped Lin Lao's rampage and used a spell. Protect the white clothes. However, Bai does not think so. This is not protection. It is Pratt. Senior brother, what happened to you? We are one with the clouds and mountains. Never kill a young beast with intelligence. This is the family instruction. Are you going to go against it? The old man with tighter eyes is Han Hu, asked with suspicion. HMPH. Lin Helen, borrowing a broken donkey, looking at Sayo Bai lazily. A face that looks like it deserves a beating. Feels suspicious. How did you not burst after eating so many pills? It is quite strange. Good. Since I've calmed down. First, give me the elixir. I'm in a hurry to use this. Dan Yao. You should ask him for the elixir. Lin, he puffed up his cheeks and glared, suppressing the white garments. It's all just a fuss. Don't joke about the elixir. Han Hu was also a bit displeased. I think, Lin, he is quite old. You're becoming increasingly irresponsible with your words. No fuss. He will assign you to the Cloud Palace. Swallowed the 10,000 giant spirit pills. Lin, he remained calm and composed. Said very seriously, slander. This is red. Naked, naked, to be slandered. Bai listened from the side, astonished. The old man is really wicked. I just ate 2 kilograms. He actually said I ate 10,000 grams. It's dark. It's so dark. This old man is the middleman of this world, specifically making a profit from the price difference, the protest of the whitecoats. In the eyes of the two elders, it's a provocative roar. Farting. Eat 10,000 grams. Long ago, someone died from the poison of the central and southern regions. You didn't swallow the elixir. Are you preparing this for your disciples' cultivation? Han, who clearly did not believe Lin He's nonsense. I, Lin He, am not that kind of person. Lin He had a gloomy expression, then thought for a moment. I think it might be a bit harsh. Forget it. Although this little white fox, what you are eating is from your Tenyan Hall. But we, the clouds and the mountains, stores have always helped each other. Each hall reduces by 1 kilogram supplies for your cloud palace. If 9 kilograms, the young man in white calculated carefully. This old fool's made a good deal. Buy earns a few thousand grams. Although I don't know the value, but looking at Han, whose pained expression, 1 kilogram is worth quite a lot. I don't believe it. Han, who glanced at the little white fox. The more I think about it, the more I feel something is off. The fact is just that, a fact. The situation is just like this. Lin, he waved away the floating dust. Come here to take the white-robed one away. Cannot do. I have already agreed with my disciples on 10,000 grams. How am I supposed to explain this to them? Not one of them can be left behind. You are really unreasonable. Then let's not argue logically. Speak with your fists. As they spoke, the two began to fight. Fist to flesh. The scene was intense. Teasing hard legs, nose picking, various insidious tricks. All hands on deck. Not at all pretentious. But it's very exciting. Let the person in white enjoy it to the fullest. Slap the thigh. This movie is much more enjoyable. Continue holding the melon in your hands. Eating with great delight. Eating the theater bricks. Using melon cultivation. Add 3. Grandpa, what are you doing? A soft and sticky voice sounded, gentle and melodious, carrying a hint of youthful timidity. After hearing this, the person in white, I don't know why, a surge of protectiveness arose. Turning to look back, only a 7 or 8-year-old was seen, a girl carved from jade, wearing a white lotus flower dress, ran over, the spirited Mousie, gently blinking, tilting its little head, with some confusion, looking at the two elderly people. It's my sister. Grandpa is playing with Grandpa Han. When Ling he saw the girl, that old face, instantly burst into laughter like a blooming chrysanthemum. A shover pushed Han Hu away. Master Han is also good. Ling Jie imitated the adults. He cupped his hands in a respectful gesture. Good child. Han Hu smiled. I also really like Sister Ling. Sister also wants to play. Is it okay for Grandpa to take the sister? Sister. Today I need to train hard. Ling Jie smiled faintly. Some babies have chubby little faces. Chubby. Seems exceptionally cute. Tap their toes. The little hand held onto the big hand of the Ling He, playfully acting cute. Grandpa is busy for now. But Grandpa, I brought you back a little friend. You see, the spirit crane pointed a finger, still observing the girl in white, suddenly called out, startled. Well, what a beautiful little white tiger. Ling Jie is like a black pearl. A surprising figure burst forth in an instant. A completely snow-white creature. A beautiful white tiger without a single strand of stray fur, lying on its side just like a person. A paw supports the head. The other paw held a melon. The right leg is resting on the left leg, lazily swinging in the air. So carefree. Lingier stood on her tiptoes. I want to stroke the little white tiger sitting on the blue stone slab. Don't mess with me. Seeing Lingier reaching to stroke her own head, afraid of being left bald in a white robe, gnashing teeth in protest. Lingier's eyes darkened. Then the big eyes began to spin. Slowly from the pocket of the white bellowband, take out a sweet-smelling melon. Little white tiger, shall we be friends? I share with you my favorite little melon. Don't bother the old man. This melon smells a bit sweet. The white-clad figure sensed the sweetness of the melon. Suddenly, drool dripped from my mouth. Why not let him touch it? It won't suddenly burst out. Touch it, change the melon. It seems very cost-effective. At this moment, Han looked at Sister Ling, ready to feed her. Quickly let down your hair. At the same time, kept a watchful eye. Thinking to myself, why did the spirit crane let the granddaughter getting close to an ordinary little white tiger? There's something suspicious. You need to know. Lingier developed feelings for the spirit beast as they grew older together. It is possible to form a bond. That old thing, Ling. The calculations have always been very deep. You wouldn't catch an ordinary white tiger for no reason. Just to play with my granddaughter, to play with the white crane, is the most gentle. Just thinking about it again. Just now, Ling placed the elixir on the head of the Beihu. Although it's impossible to eat this much, but they definitely ate 1,000 or 2,000. Common spirit beasts would have long since exploded. And now, this little white tiger is still lively and active. The more I think about it, the more it feels off. A thought flashed through my mind, but kept a calm expression. Senior brother, give me the elixir. I'll go back first. Okay. What the heck? You lay Dan actually too. Ling, he took out a portion of the spirit-gathering pills. I glanced at the storage space unintentionally. The expression changed. Couldn't hold back and let out a swear. Then realized something was wrong. Immediately quiet down. Chicken. What happened to you, Lay Dan? It's nothing. Take the elixir. You should go. Don't disturb me, Kingshu. Yes, mumbled a response. Walked away briskly under the gentle clouds and breeze. But in his heart, he started to scheme. After the ambiguity left, Ling, he watched his granddaughter in the field, suppressing anger. However, the uglier the person, the more the white clothes are unappealing. With a swift wave of her sleeve, angrily returned to the store. Out of sight, out of mind. Of course, before returning to the shop, accidentally set a lightning barrier. If the person in white dares to escape, you definitely have to endure some hardships. On the other side, Bai felt for the first time the smell of milk is sweet. It should be a package, because Ling Jai has a pleasant milky scent. The white clothes felt very comfortable and at ease. If you don't catch me, what would you do with half a life as a pet? We can still be friends. But unfortunately, no freedom. Would rather die. The figure in white observed the surroundings. The old deist is missing. Now there is only a young girl by my side. Rush out. Left feeling helpless. Sister Ling looked utterly bewildered. Little white fox doesn't like her sister. Wah, wah, wah. You ate my melon and ran away. Did my sister do something wrong? The man in white ran down the mountain with a sense of glee as we raced forward. Surprisingly, it can be sensed. A wisp of thunderous spiritual energy in the air, surrounding me. White-clothed guesser. It should be the effect of Lei Yin. The surrounding thunder system's spiritual energy feels warm and inviting. Not violent at all. Gentle like a little kitten. Perception alert. An unknown powerful being is sensing your movements. It must be that old geezer. But the arrow is on the string and must be released. Fun. I hope that white crane isn't there. Pray that the old man won't fly. Give me more time to escape. Soon a barrier appeared in front of the person in white, similar to the storage space barrier. The white-clad one silently recited the disguise. With a whoosh, no obstacles crossing the first layer. Tayan Palace, Master's closed-door chamber. Ling Mansion gave a slight nod, muttering to oneself, "Indeed, it's true. This little fox has a special ability. You can cross the barrier. I guess I'm not wrong. It is very likely an ancient bloodline. You lay down. You can eat it. It doesn't matter. But your little fox is definitely staying. Be good and connect with my granddaughter. I don't believe it. Pin you out from my heavenly thunder spell." The figure in white crossed the first barrier and took just a few steps. A transparent barrier appeared ahead. At a glance, it's 10 times more advanced than the previous one. It was shimmering with faint electric sparks. From time to time, a thunderous roar would be heard. Yulai Dan has made it through. Still afraid of this thin membrane? The one in white dismisses a single shackle. Duin, dizzy and lightheaded, eyes wide with shock. The snow-white fur emitted a burnt smell. What kind of barrier is this? Disguise cannot pass through. The white-clad figure was a bit fierce. When you don't know what to do. The first tail transmitted a surge of silver energy. The tail gradually grew larger and thicker, gradually enveloping the entire figure in white clothing. The white-clad figure instantly became clear-sighted. In my heart, I understand. This realm is the Thunder Realm. One's own Thunder Mark can cross this realm. Once again, charging towards the barrier. Indeed, under the dual protection of the tail and the Thunder Mark, easily passed through the Thunder Zone, despite some lightning surging through the body. But it was instantly absorbed by a tail. But Bai Yi has no way right now. Or perhaps there is no cultivation method. Keep this thunder elemental energy contained. After the spiritual energy from the tail has been refined gently, wandering around inside the body, then it comes out from the butt again. Lian, Nu, Ah. The sky never closes off the path to a pot. Let's go. The white-clad figure moved swiftly, sparks and flashes of lightning all around. However, the true fox never looks back at the explosion. This little mustache actually perfectly fused the jade thunder pill, transformed into a lightning seal. Miscalculated. Ling He Da Jin, secretly peeking, quickly got up and chased after. Boo-boo. Sister wants to be friends with Zio Hu. Sister doesn't want to lose him. Sister Ling's eyes shed a few silver tears. Sister wants to get her back. Yes, get it back. Mushroom cloud. Sister Ling wiped away her tears and sighed. Tender, fair little hands quickly perform a few hand seals. A stream of colorful light gathered in the sky. Soon it condensed into a colorful mushroom-shaped cloud. In front of Ling Jai, Ling Jir with her small frame, in its majestic stance. Jump on the mushroom cloud with a flick of the wrist. Zio Yun, we will bring Zio Hu back. Sister can't bear to part with him. The mushroom cloud has a spiritual essence surrounding it, shaking it a bit to understand the difference. With a whoosh, rushed out at double the speed in white clothes. Suddenly, the figure in white running ahead felt something coming from behind. Turning around to take a look. Great shock. Sitting on a colorful little cloud is Sister Ling. She looks pale now, with a hint of fear. It seems I'm a bit carsick, no matter how fast the person in white accelerates. still can't shake off that little cloud. Gradually, bit by bit, the distance is being closed. The person in white felt a pang of despair. Are today's kids really that impressive? Why, he began to suspect Hu Sheng. Sao Bai Hu, why do you want to run away? Don't you like your sister? I don't like you. You can say it out loud. Ling Jier's small face showed dissatisfaction and grievance. With a pale face, she called out timidly, I will say it. You still don't understand. The figure in white couldn't help but quicken their pace a bit more, but because of distraction, inadvertently, dived into a soft embrace. Looking up, a character fairy, eyes wide open, the beautiful eyebrows gently furrowed. The fairy's strength is surprisingly great. Bai Yi couldn't break free from her embrace at all. Everyone was momentarily stunned. Then the fairy realized. Grab the two front moves of the white-clothed one. Lift her high. At that moment, Ling Jai rushed over. But the colorful cloud sitting down is too fast. A sudden hard break. Due to inertia. Ling Jie flew out. Sister. The fairy's worried voice echoed. The white-clothed figure took advantage of the fairy's distraction. Unleashed the charm. As a result, the fairy was unaffected. The jade pendant on my chest has shattered. The little white fox actually shattered my protective spirit jade. The fairy was taken aback. Quickly used the spell to bind the figure in white. The white-robed figure was once again caught in the urn. Increased sealing status. The person in white gave a bitter smile, even if no longer sealed. The allure of the white robes cannot be continuously activated. With cooling feelings, one can only stand upright with old emotions. Grandma. In the distance, Ling Jie stubbornly got back up. The delicate little face was surrounded by a tangle of weeds at the hairline, added a hint of gray blood. Kikai Zioan followed behind with a sense of guilt, entrusting it to Sister Ling. Then you. This beautiful fairy is bubbling with charm. It's Ling Jier's grandmother. That old man is her grandfather. Isn't that like an old cow eating tender grass? The figure in white stared in shock. Collapse of the three officials. Actually, the white clothes misunderstood. The appearance of a cultivator can be based on personal preferences. Lock in age for advice. Sister, is everything okay? The fairy looked heartbroken. Grandma, I'm fine. Sister isn't afraid of pain. Sister is very strong. Although Ling Jai stubbornly said she was fine. But on those pitch-black big eyes, with a hint of sparkle, sniffed hard, struggling to keep the snot and tears from falling. Sister is the most obedient. Sister loved the gift for Grandma's 300th birthday. I forgot to thank you. Does Grandma like it? Then the sister became happy. The child's face changed in an instant. It can also be said, women are all capricious. Sister Ling wiped her tears and smiled. 300 years old. This world is too crazy. The 300-year-old woman. An old man who eats tender grass. There is also a little girl who rides the clouds and mists. In his heart, Bai Yi couldn't help but think, this world, woman, old man, lowly is very dangerous. A fierce battle. Autumn water. You're back. Ling Yishan Shan arrives late, gently descending from the sky. Old man, this is how you supervise the housekeeper. The fairy known as the crying water, hands on hips, with a face full of resentment. Hi there. Ling he lives up to the previous pioneering spirit, afraid to even fart, not even daring to breathe, standing there in a daze. Indeed, every world. There are 7 pikes of speech present. Bai Yi silently mourned for the old man in his heart. Take a good look while you're at it. Whose status is higher? Grandma, give me Zio who. Sister Ling opened her big eyes and pleaded, Kid, this little who. My abilities have already been sealed by me. I won't run around any more. Okay. Ling Jie happily received the white clothing, chubby little face, gently nuzzling against the white clothes. I see this little Hu Jai is quite disdainful. Why not send it to the right-hand class for guidance? The fairy spoke softly. Then you, upon hearing the words right-hand class, Bai is not doing well at all. In a past life, I had a fear of attending school. Zuo, who still can't escape the most poisonous woman's heart. Not possible. Zio, who wants to stay and build a relationship with Jai stay at the mansion summit meeting, bonding to become a half-spirit beast. But Qi Jai also needs to cultivate. This little white fox is less than a month old, though intelligent, still naive. Sister practices during the day. Going to the right-hand class is the best choice. Ling, he pondered softly. Then let's ask Sister what it means. Sister, Grandma, what's wrong? Sister Ling is enjoying the soft fur of Zio Baihu. He raised his head in question. This little white fox was born less than a month ago. Send her to the right-hand class of the sect for learning. Sister. Sister does not want to be separated from her. Ling Jie pouted her small lips. The strength of embracing the person in white unavoidably grew a bit larger. One person, one who a traditional Chinese string instrument. Two beautiful faces pressed closely together. However, sister, you need to cultivate. When you were cultivating, Zio who went there to learn magic. You can also meet many companions. It's great that you are all together in the evening. Qiu Shui tirelessly gazes. Sister Ling's bright, dark eyes twinkled, hesitated for a long time, pouting her soft pink lips, nodded slowly with a small head. All right then, Zio Baihu, you must make more friends. Cannot be like my sister, playing alone in solitude. Ling He and Qiu Shui heard sister say this, feeling both relieved and heartbroken. Her satisfied board members. At such a young age, they have power and influence. I feel heartbroken that she had so few friends in her childhood. The two couldn't help but reflect quietly. Is it too strict to keep an eye on my sister? Instead, it becomes unattractive. The beautiful eyes of Qiu Shui still held a hint of moisture. Ling He, should we find some playmates for Jie? Ling He took a deep breath and sighed. I don't quite understand either. Who wants to play with those stinky beasts? I am the noble Baihu. They don't deserve to be my friends. Opinions of the parties involved. No one asked or could understand at all. Just like that. Bai Yi was arranged clearly and plainly. Ling He and Qiu Shui have something to discuss. Marrying He and leaving. Only Ling Jai and Bai Yi were left in front of the shop. Ling Jai seemed like a small gallery, continuously talking to Bai Yi without pause. It doesn't matter whether Bai Yi can understand or not. Pouring it all out. Time flies. The sun retreats beyond the mountains. The moon rises to take its place. Clouds and mountains at night. It is very tranquil. Ling Jie continued to energetically please Bai Yi. And what about Bai Yi? Bored, he licked his little tender paws. After coming out of space, her claws can secrete a fragrant and sweet scent. She doesn't know why either. Zio-hu, why are you licking your paws? You mind your own business. Don't bother me. You little child, how could you understand my noble beard? Are you hungry? It shouldn't be like that. You have already eaten 7 little melons. Clearly, the two are not on the same wavelength. Everyone speaks their mind. But sister is already gone. I'll go to Uncle Liu's place tomorrow. Is this good for you? Lingjir gently touched Bai's little belly, very puzzled. Aye, don't say it. I seem to be able to eat a lot. Bai Yixu's beautiful white fox face. A hint of flush appeared. Could it be that you feel dirty? Oh, right. Very likely. I'll give you a bath. Sister Ling's big eyes sparkled with excitement. Carrying Bai Yi, he rushed into her small house. Put Bai Yi into one of the small rooms. Da. Ran out again. Bai Yi curiously looked around. What is this room for? There's nothing at all. There was something resembling an incense burner on the wall. A small cave underground. In a while, Lingjia ran in again, making a tapping sound. Holding a few lucky charms in hand. Pull out 2 from it. Under the sky of one person, 1 pot. A small and delicate dark cloud gradually takes shape. Both flames burst out again, floating in the air, wrapped in dark clouds. Well, wait a moment. Lingjir Zio Nai Yin King He. Splash. Clouds the size of a basin began to rain. Drip by drip, it fell onto Bai. Warmth. I wet. Shu Fa Ban showerhead. The invention of this thing's embellishment. I, Bai, am willing to call you the strongest. Bai didn't expect it. In this world, you can still enjoy Ling Yu. Zai Xiang. Oh, Lingjia was beaming with a smile, like taking care of a doll, for Bai Yicheng to wash. In my past life, I never felt this comfortable. Now Cheng Hu has someone to help him take a bath. Silence began to feel comfortable. Bai Yimai happily closed her eyes, let out a comfortable hum. After rinsing, Lingjia tossed another talisman into the air. A sudden rush of chaos. Bai's moisture on the surface, instantly stripped clean, feeling fresh and dry all over. Looking at Bai's face full of enjoyment, Lingjier's small face, showing a happy smile. Interest has returned. Zion Bao said, Isn't it comfortable? There are even more comfortable ones. Come with me. Bai heard a faint sigh, happily following along. Arrived at a small room with a wooden barrel, another 2 talismans. A ball turned into water and entered the wooden barrel. Another one plunged into the bronze vessel beneath the wooden barrel. Heat it up to a flame. In just a moment, a mist rises. Lingjia placed Bai into the water. It's in the cabinet next to it. Take out some bottles and jars. Open the bottle cork. A faint scent of fragrant medicine, permeating the entire space. The bottle contains liquid. Gently pour it into the water. The white in the water felt a wave of refreshment throughout the whole body. Experience. Cultivation. Add 1. Experience. Cultivation. Add 1. Experience. Cultivation. Add 1. 1. You can still enhance your cultivation. Sigh. This is a day fit for immortals. Taking a bath can also level up. This is my favorite pharmacy, usually reluctant to part with it. It will only soak once a month. Little sweetie, take your time here for a while. Bai let out a hum. Give Zero Sister some face. Understood. It hasn't been a few minutes. Lingjia came in again with a tray. Inside, there are various styles of peach-like fruits. A tray floating on the water surface. The position is just right. Let Bai not stretch. Just open your mouth and you can eat. Sigh. The sweet peach juice flows into the mouth. Enjoying a relaxing bubble bath. Bai also felt a bit lightheaded. 0 power plus 1, 0 power plus 1. 0 plus 1. Not possible. Not possible. I need to pull myself together. How can one be captured by the enemy's sugar-coated cannon? We must endure and wait for the right moment. Strive for freedom. Den den den. Ling Jie has gone. He took out another small bowl. A bowl contains some muddy, mysterious substance. This is Grandma's unique secret recipe. Is it usable now? Usually, Jie doesn't spare any expense. Ling Jie spoke while applying it to Bai Yi's face. Bai Yi only felt a chill on his face. Isn't this just a face mask? No matter where we go, face masks are every woman's favorite. Then, discovering active elements. Begin absorption. The temperature of the water in the lake is warm. The lake's surface feels refreshing. Two contrasting stimuli. Ling Bei's soul began to stand. How about I pretend to re-explain first? Gather intelligence on the enemy here. Slowly plan it out. After all, there are many good things here. Eating a big haul. Bai Yi fell into deep thought. One morning after a while, Bai was also rescued by Ling Jie, placed on a soft big bed. Sister summoned a paper figure. She applied a special potion to her lake body. Start hitting. Defense +1. Defense +1. Defense +1. While knocking, Ling Jie is at her lake face again, touching an unknown liquid, applying fragrance before bed. Become more beautiful. Give yourself a pat on the back. Fully absorb. Sister Ling hummed a little tune, teaching Bai Yi maintenance techniques. This is what life in the lake is all about. Bai Yi was arranged a set of silk scarves afterward, lying comfortably on the soft big bed. Oh no, after Ling Jie finished tidying up, carrying a faint scent of milk, rush onto the bed, embracing Bai Yi tightly. What about you? No way. How can you sleep with the noble lake? Bai Yi struggled. But don't be fooled by Ling Jie's young age. The appearance is hazy. But no matter what, they are also practitioners of cultivation, not weak at all. Bai Yi was also sealed, struggling and failing, unable to resist. Bai Yi who can only enjoy, smelling the pleasant fragrance on Ling Jie, feeling the soft, tender body. Suddenly, it doesn't seem bad either. Falling asleep reluctantly. Silence enveloped everything. One person, one lake, one bed. In the middle of the night, Bai Yi felt a hint of goodwill. I got up and noticed. Ling Jie wrapped up all the blankets, curled up like an injured little beast, mouth coated with grease. Sayo Bai Lake, sister has no friends. Can we be friends? I will give you all the little melons. Then, where have you been? Why haven't you come back to see me yet? Sister will obediently train. Will listen obediently. No, Grandpa, play with me a little longer. Sister is so lonely. Sayo Bai Lake, sister doesn't want to cultivate. But both Grandpa and Grandma like me to practice. I hope to become a genius. Bai Yi had a pair of enchanting fox-like eyes, staring at Zero Jai, lost in thought. She doesn't understand this little girl. I have no idea about her previous life. I only know that she is small and helpless now, sleeping position like a child lacking a sense of security. He let out a soft sigh. The gaze was filled with heartache. It felt like seeing my lonely self from a past life. Uncontrollably leaning closer to Ling Jie, hold her small body tightly, bring her a glimmer of warmth as much as possible. Safety, perhaps feeling Bai Yi's embrace. In a dream, Ling Jie stopped rolling her eyes. Good night. Sweet dreams. Sayo Gai, Bai Yi's first night in this world. Sweet and fragrant, the sun rises and the moon sets. The morning sunlight shines into the small room. Bai Yi in a dream. The beautiful heart twitched slightly, drowsily opened my eyes. full of resistance. Going to school? No. Bai turned over and continued to sleep. Uh, sorry. Sigh. There are sweet little melons. Bai's delicate nose twitched. Close your eyes and open your mouth to reach out. Not there. I continued to follow the scent. Still not there. Open your eyes. Ling Jie wore a gown of plain silk. Her little face was flushed. A few glistening drops of sweat remained on his forehead. It should be that they returned from their early morning cultivation. Tis. Little melon. Ling Jie bent down to pick up the small melon, teasing Bai. Lovely uplift, swaying with the small body, swaying back and forth. Hey, do you really think I'm a pet? Ignoring the teasing of the little girl, Bai stretched lazily. A faint sound echoed. The call began the next day. Bang! Bai felt the call weigh heavily. Turning to take a look, a cloth bag in the style of a backpack. It is filled with various snacks and fruits. Hanging on Nate. These are for eating. When you're hungry at school, eat something. Sister Ling said. He stuffed a few peaches inside. By the way, I think you definitely won't like this thing. Ling Jie's delicate little hand shook something that looked like an elephant ring. So I took out the core inside. Make it into a jade pendant. How is it? Is it good looking? Ling Jie's little face was beaming with joy. A face full of eager praise for me. This jade pendant is to prevent you from getting lost. And other spirit beasts wearing the elephant ring. I can't hurt you. This way, you won't have to fear being bullied anymore. The hair on whose chest felt a chill. Ling Jie's jade pendant, hanging on her chest. Who do you look down on? It's not always clear who is bullying whom, although it feels like Ling Jie is very caring. But the one in white still pretended to scoff and shouted, Wait a moment. I didn't say going to school. You look like an old mother sending her child to school. Where is it? The person in white reacted, roared in protest with anger. Sister, time is up. I went to send the little white fox over. Ling he walked over slowly. Okay, little white fox, you need to communicate with the spirit beasts of the other peaks. Be good friends. Ling Jie reluctantly bids farewell. Her small face was filled with melancholy. Other peaks. Upon hearing this, the person in white. A change of heart. Thinking that escaping yesterday was a bit hasty, even if not caught by Kishui. It's not certain that one can escape from the Jade Beast sect. I can completely get through now. Others understand the terrain. Plan the escape route. Not bad. I announce that the escape plan is officially established. Not done stinking yet. I only felt a tightness at the back of my neck. Lifted by Ling. Boarding the white crane. Take off. The two masters in white took their first flight. No, it is a soaring crane. Somewhat dizzy. But still, I must muster my spirit, observing everything below. This Jade Beast sect is quite large. The escape plan has changed. Bai looked down from atop the white crane. I can't believe I can't do anything about the Jade Beast sect. The 9 peaks are fully visible. In the depths of my heart, relying solely on his 4 little legs. It really isn't certain that you can run out. Ling he gently stroked his precious beard, gazed forward, suddenly spoke in a loud and enigmatic voice. Little thing, I think you should be able to understand. Go to the cub class and study well. There will be many practical spells there. You want to escape. You need to have strength as well. Isn't it? The old man's words. Bai felt a chill in her heart. How could he know his own thoughts? Additionally, I know. You will disguise your presence. You better keep a low profile. Bai Yi felt that he had been seen through. Just by looking at the old man's appearance, he seems very skilled at fortune-telling. He spoke of disaster. Better to believe in its existence. Untrustworthy without reason. The person in white quietly entered a state of disguise. Disguised as an ordinary little beast. Talking in between, one person, one who. We've arrived at the Jade Beast Sect's mountain. Giant Spirit Mountain, though this mountain is not as towering as Lion Mountain, but it is the largest. There are 7 or 8 peaks on Cloud Crane Mountain. Zondu Hall, Elders Pavilion, task location, main buildings of the sect's grand library. All are situated here. It might be at the main mountain. No flying in the air. The spirit crane arrived at the territory of Giant Spirit Mountain. Just automatically head to the river. Walking up the mountain in white clothing. Many cultivators on the road. Bringing various strange beasts. Walking slowly forward. Before long, arriving at a place called the location of the young beast garden in the Jade Beast sect. Isn't this just a beast version of a kindergarten? Rely on. At the entrance, there are various adult spirit beasts welcoming guests. Ling he sends the white clad, after handing it over to a golden silk white crane. Leave gracefully. The white crane wears white clothes. Arriving at an illusory door. Let the person in white pass through. Ku Ling is far away. Morning meeting. Su Kai and Ban. A sound came from the illusion gate. This is the second time for Bai Yi. Can understand languages beyond human comprehension. Gently closing my eyes. Indeed, the jade pendant on my chest. Connecting to a vessel in the sky. This device scattered countless fine threads. Connecting everything within the venue. Including all the collars worn by the little beasts. The purpose should be to enable communication with all beasts. It's easier to speak this way. Walking now feels invigorating. The person in white nodded in satisfaction at the alley. Turn left and right following the white crane. Arrived at a marker. The training ground before the snow on the right hand. In the center of the training ground, there is a square mat, slightly higher than the surroundings. Rows of mats, approximately 70 or 80, fill the remaining space. On the mat, some have already become beasts. You choose one yourself. Waiting for the beast master, the white crane informed and then left. Bai Yi casually picked a mat. Lie down and prepare to hold your breath for a moment. Move, move, move. The sound of objects crashing to the ground. Awakened the one in white, a beast with 3 claw marks over its left eye. The giant hero with muscles all over his body. Walking in upright. Impressive momentum. The left arm bears a special rune, emitting a mysterious aura. Extremely talented. Wow, that's amazing. How did we end up before the war? You may not be aware of this. Their talent is extremely impressive, so the punishment was imposed, to render them lacking in intelligence. So despite having a strong physical body, you still need to come in and learn the basic cultivation methods. Wow, you are truly knowledgeable. I don't know how to address you. Known by the nickname Little Ling Tong. Doo-doo. A blood-red bird named CG stubbornly held their head high, spun around proudly, took 2 steps. Show your talents. Bai Yi listened from behind. The conversation between 2 little beasts. Understanding in my heart. The hero looked around foolishly. I sniffed, smelling an enticing fox fragrance. Following the scent of the fox, I arrived at the side of the one in white. Looking at the beautiful little white fox in front of me, a hint of affection arose. With a thud, sat down on the mat next to the person in white. Dust began to rise in waves. The person in white frowned and glanced over. What are you looking at? After the hero sat down, the person in white looked at him curiously and asked, "Yo, I have such a bad temper. What are you looking at?" The figure in white let out a howl. Uh, then just look if you want to. I'm not afraid to look. The hero naively doesn't understand why the person in white is reacting so strongly. He said gloomily. The person in white was momentarily caught off guard. Just realized, this hero doesn't know what you're looking at is a provocation. Just a simple greeting. Tenet. At this moment, a snake with a resounding voice, the sound of plates clattering, entering the call venue. Test, test, test. Another fierce beast of the three bands has arrived. Xiao Ling Tom. What do you think? This is the Ming snake. Ninth Mountain. The serpent clan of Dashishuenshin. You better not get too close to it. After forming a bond, they will have their intelligence erased. Only no slaughter. The blood-red brother's bird said with some hesitation, isn't that really tragic? How can we allow such existence? Let me tell you. Don't tell others quietly. Bai listened to the two little beasts talking. Can't help but complain internally. What else should I tell others? You're speaking so loudly. The whole world heard it, although other mountains are not washed. But during the Battle of Yutu, the Snake clan of Dashuan Mountain, all are brave pioneers in battle, reduced casualties in other mountains. So it was left behind. In simple terms, they are just used as cannon fodder. Bai heard these words. A shock ran through his heart. The desire to escape grew stronger. Do you think the Jade Beast sect can erase the serpent's intelligence? From now on, we can erase the intelligence of other beasts. One must plan ahead. In conversation, Ming-Shi looked around. When I saw the white-clad figure, the narrow snake eyes revealed a fierce glint. A few drops of saliva linger at the corner of his mouth, dropping to the ground, emit a hissing sound, corroding the ground. The Ming snake could only see the white fox in front of him, emitting a delicious aroma. Rationality controls oneself. We can't act here, but after struggling, the instinct of nearsightedness took over. With a whoosh, open your bloodthirsty mouth. Wants to swallow the white clothing. Even lying down, one can get hit. The person in white looked at Ming-Shi's actions with a sense of speechlessness, lazily lying still. It wasn't that I was scared silly, but because of sensing a powerful spirit beast just outside the call area. It should be Beastmaster. The spirit crane reminds to keep a low profile, still echoing in my ears. The man in white decided not to intervene, pretend to be soft and adorable. The Beastmaster standing outside. Surprisingly, there was no intention to lend a hand. The person in white frowned. The bright snake is right in front of me. Just when about to evade, the hero beside me scratched his back, scratching my back desperately. Just scratched the right spot. Feeling incredibly comfortable. Shook all over. The bare paw just started to swing. A slap sent Ming-Shi back. The bright snake flipped over twice. Stand upright. Roaring towards the hero. Arrow finished scratching. Seeing the Ming snake staring at him, he froze. What are you looking at? The narrow gaze of the bright snake. Gave a cold glance. Then he said to the person in white, "You, definitely, uncle. I've decided to break free from my troubles." What I said, "See, the person in white is quite unhappy with the unexpected calamity. It can't be just because I'm handsome. Just want to take me down. Don't leave after school." After me, she made a harsh remark. I found a round cushion to gather around, occasionally staring at the person in white. A few drops of saliva dripped out. Everyone quiet down. return to their respective cushions. At this moment, the beast master outside the door. She floated in lightly. It is a giant-eared mouse. After coming in, he also glanced at the person in white, a hint of barely perceptible hatred in his eyes. All right. First, let me introduce myself. I am a giant-eared mouse. From now on, you can call me Whisper Beastmaster. I believe in the beasts present here. Most of them don't have their own names right. Before class, you need to choose a name for yourselves first. I can register easily. Teacher, I have. The hero suddenly stood up, said innocently, what is your name? My name is Xingzazi. All the beasts burst into laughter. What are you laughing at? Although the hero's tone is questioning. The entire training ground fell silent. After all the beasts fear his strength. The person in white looked at the scene before them. I feel that a real man should act this way. A small thought arose. Please sit down first, young beast. I'll say something. It's not a nickname. It's not a nickname either. This will be your official name in the beast forecasting in the future. A golden silk white crane walked in from outside the training ground, whispered a few words in his ear. Little beasts, you can choose a name on your own first. Beastmaster, I have something to take care of. The Beastmaster hurriedly departed. The entire classroom became noisy. Painting? What should I do? What should I be called? It's so difficult. The hero cries out in anguish beside. I really think the brain is a troublesome thing. If only it were just muscle. The person in white was disturbed to death by this bear. Spoke irritably. You shall be called Woolly Buyer. Why is it so long? I can't remember. Just 4 words. You can't remember. You can't be that foolish, can you? How do you know? They often say this about me. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Then you shall be called Xing-Er. This is simple. This is good. Simple. Next to it, a colorful 8-headed chicken. Heard 2 people talking. Come in. Commanded firmly. Zio-Hu, can you help me name this chicken? I owe you. Are you looking down on me? Why give that bear a name? Where did I go wrong? Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-da. This chicken has 8 heads. Chickens are inherently ugly. Add 8 chicken heads. The white-clad figure felt like encountering Tang said, all right. Since you are a chicken, then let the surname be Jai. You have 8 heads. How about just naming it 8? The 8 heads of the colorful 8-headed chicken. They exchanged a glance. They nodded in unison. Not bad. Chicken. 8. Good name. My bear cub fits me. Jija. The pride of the colorful 8-headed chicken is that it has 8 heads. Because in their chicken world, the more heads, the better. The higher the talent, the higher the status. The white robe's name is carefully chosen to align with its essence. Let it run excitedly in the entire calling. Promote its new name. At this moment, a very beautiful rainbow pony walked over. If the white-clad one is the brightest among this group of beasts, this horse can rank second. The little white horse was about to speak. The person in white impatiently said, What do you call this? Too long. Then it will just be the surname Ma. May he waitin. Still long. Then just name it Yun. This is okay. Amidst the chatter of the beasts, the Beastmaster has returned. Little beasts, the Beastmaster will soon embark on a sect mission. Skip the self-introduction segment. Returning home with an unfinished name. I have to finish my homework. Check tomorrow morning. Good. The little creatures were exceptionally surprised. Some are already prepared. going home to ask Dashu for help. I will now directly educate you. Start explaining. Giant-eared spirit mouse. Not only are the ears big, the tongue is also nimble. Proper pronunciation and enunciation, Vai felt. It's a pity not to perform a comedic dialogue. She also looks like Zio Uiu. The voice of the adult mouse is gentle, can make all beasts focus, to know the age of these little beasts. Most are between 1 month to a year. It is indeed the lively and active time. The beast master can clearly arrange everything for the beasts. It's also a kind of skill. Vai suspected that there was an illusion mixed in his voice. Of course, it's just suspicion. No publicity. Pretend to be like the other little beasts, infatuated and enchanted with the explanation of the spirit mouse. Discover the power system of this world, divided into 10 levels. The animals are divided into first order beast, second order spirit beast, third order beast, fourth order beast king, fifth order beast emperor, sixth stage beast sect, beast lord of the 7 stages, 8-tier celestial beast, 9-stage divine beast, 10-tiered sacred beast. The corresponding level for humans is Jade Beastmaster, Beastmaster, Dayu Beastmaster, Jade King, Jade Emperor, Yuzam, Yuzan, Yuxin, Jade God, Jade Emperor. The teaching methods of each sect in the first 3 levels are different, but it all began with the Jade King. The little beasts share a funny story. Normally speaking, in reality, there aren't strict levels or tiers of boundaries. It's just that our beast clan's wisdom, slightly lower compared to humans. Many beasts have reached the beast emperor level. I can't recognize many words either. So the human cultivators are at a critical juncture before advancing, before the boundary.